I just want to show you how these beautiful flowers have continued to grow. They're just reaching out, even though they're already cut. They're reaching out and growing. That's my mom. Hi there, today I am doing a book review of this book. It's called The Essentials of Effective Prayer by Kay Arthur. We just finished this in our weekly women's Bible study group. It's co-authored by David and BJ Lawson. There are a lot of different books in this series, and there's this page in the back of the book that shows a lot of the different books. The series is a no homework series, so it can be used in a Bible study group without people having to go home and do any reading at all. There are 6 different lessons, and each lesson has Bible verses written on the sides of the page, so you don't even have to get your Bible out. You just refer to the book itself because everything's written in here. And she wants you to go through and circle certain words or underline them. And in the 2 center columns there are discussion questions and observations, and really there's not a whole lot of writing in this book other than the questions and the Bible verses themselves. So it's a pretty simple book to get through, and it is also very thin, as you can see. The price of this book is $7.99 in the United States. This is the book that we're going to be starting. It's called Lord, Is It Warfare? Teach Me to Stand, also by Kay Arthur. And this one is a lot thicker, more than twice as thick, and it's got homework. That's why there's a lot of writing in this book, a lot of questions to be answered, and it's written in the format of a devotional, so every day you'll have about 30 minutes of time that you should be spending at home. And at the end of the week, you can go back to your Bible study group, and there's a series of questions that the facilitator can ask. So this book, if you're looking for something very simple for your Bible study, it's a good idea. And let me tell you some of the other titles in this series. There is Being a Disciple, Counting the Real Cost, Having a Real Relationship with God, How Do You Walk the Walk You Talk, Discovering What the Future Holds, Forgiveness, Breaking the Power of the Past, Living Like You Belong to God. And that's just a short series of some of the titles that are available. The other series, the one for this book, there's a page also in the back of this little book that shows you this series. Every one of them starts with the word Lord. And here are some of the titles. Besides Lord, Is It Warfare? Teach Me to Stand, which is the one that we chose. There's also Lord, Where Are You When Bad Things Happen? Lord, Only You Can Change Me. Lord, I Need Grace to Make It Today. Lord, I Want to Know You. Lord, I'm Torn Between Two Masters. Lord, Heal My Hurts. Lord, Give Me a Heart for You. So there's a lot of choices if you want a Kay Arthur Bible study, and I recommend them. At the end of this book on prayer, there was a couple pages with prayers on them. And these prayers came out of the New Testament from the writings of Paul to the Ephesians and Thessalonians and Colossians. She's written them in a way that there are blanks in the prayer so that you can actually replace the words with the name of the person that you're praying for. And so I enjoyed it. I didn't do all the lessons yet. I have to go back and do a few because I missed them in April when I was doing my taxes. When I do my taxes, I get too stressed out for anything, so I cut back on my Bible studies at that time. But as soon as the taxes were done, I was back to the Bible studies because I really enjoy doing them. It's a nice group of women. They're not the women from my church, but I really enjoy going to their church for these Bible studies. The reason I got started on these Bible studies was because my neighbor was reading a book on forgiveness and told me about this group in Washington that was going through this forgiveness book together. And I said to her, I really need forgiveness. It's something that was very important to me at the time. Well, I think it's important for everybody at all times, and in fact, it's one of the most important parts of Christianity. But at the time, I was going through a lot of really sad and angry feelings, and I got hold of this book on forgiveness that actually has a prayer for forgiveness in it. It's called As We Forgive Those, and I'll put the link to it in the description of this video in case you want to know more about it. But it was because of that book that I started going to the meetings for this women's Bible study in Washington. And when I say it's in Washington, it's like only a few miles away because I live close to the Idaho-Washington border. So that's the story, and I'm really looking forward to reading this new book about spiritual warfare. It's not something I'm really familiar with. And hopefully it'll help me with some of my negative feelings that I've been having about certain things that have happened to me in the past. And so I'm looking forward to it.